Hey guys, I've got Debbie here with me today and we're going to do a mixed apparatus session. We've got a blue band and a ball. So go ahead and get your stuff ready. Standing on your mat, you're holding the band doubled over. So you're holding it in your palms and you're standing on your mat with your toes pressed into the ground. Lengthen your spine and we'll lift the band up towards the ceiling and then take your band behind your head. Okay, your elbows come slightly forward and I'd prefer the band under your pony, so just against your noggin. There we go. So you've got this tension in your arms and ball. You're going to grab your ball between the toes of your right foot. That's attempt to pick up your ball while pressing the band or your to the. You lift up the ball with your toes and then come down for me. Good. And so you'll do it again. Lift the ball. So some of us and you're just going to do 3 more like that, applying pressure. Yeah, it's got a nice challenge for your balance. Not at all costs, people. If you need to back yourself into the corner of the room, do so immediately. And 2 and last one. And then you'll put that right foot and use the left leg to grab the ball, scooping it up between the toes and trying to scrunch your forefoot around the ball. I like that it's difficult. I think we're all in similar boats at home. And just another 2, but keep your head pressed back. So there's a tendency to look down. And then last one. Great, leave the ball on the ground, lower your left foot, keep the band where it is, tuck in your chin and roll down vertebra by vertebra, leaning forward, soften in the knees and then roundness in the back. You want to draw in the belly button towards your spine, lean forward more, tuck your tail under and curl yourself back up to standing, pressing into the band with your head. Inhale, chin to chest and exhale, we roll down. At the bottom, you take an inhale and exhale, come back up. We'll do 1 more like this. And curl yourself down. And then you tuck your tail and come back up. And finally, you unravel your head and you can let go of the band. Good, you're going to move forward for me. So I want you at the front of the mat sitting down and put the ball underneath your upper back. And then your blue TheraBand is in hand. And on an inhale, you take your hands over your head, stretching over the ball, draw in the navel, and exhale, lift the hands up, crunch for me. Inhale, hands go up and over, and exhale, come chest lift. Good. Inhale, up and over. And exhale, you'll come into your chest lift. I'm moving Debbie's ball a little lower and then come down. Drawing in the navel, trying to scoop up the tummy. Move through the movement, inhaling as you go back. And exhale to come up. And then 3 more like this. And 2. And 1. Halve the band, put it behind your head again. So you'll double it up. And keep yourself lifted off the ball as light as possible. Lift your right leg to tabletop. So then if this feels like a challenge for you and you're not ready to do 2 legs at the same time, it's absolutely fine. You extend 1 leg away and you bring the leg back in. So we can all just carry on with this one, learning what it feels like to do this movement, drawing in your tummy, and then possibly considering moving to the other side. So we'll lower the right foot, left leg goes up, extend, and bring it back in. Keep pressing your head into the band, but your abs are bringing you up. And then in your mind, try and imagine both legs in the air at the same time. We're going to cue you for that, so don't jump ahead. If you're not going to do the double leg, then you go back to the right leg. So leave left leg in the air. This is for you. Right leg comes up, legs squash together. Both legs extend, both legs pull in. If you're doing single leg, after another 2 reps, you're going to move across and do the other leg again. So sinking the belly button. Keep going back and forward, crunching up, belly button and head press back, abs pull in. 3. Squash your legs together. 2. And last one. Now pull the knees in, rotate your body to the right hand side. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale. Inhale, center. You could do this with your feet on the ground. And keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower one foot, lower the other foot, and rest yourself. You can take the band away from your head and sit yourself up all the way. Good. And then you lie down with the ball underneath your feet, and you're going to open up your TheraBand and hold the band in your hand. So your feet are on the ball and the knees are stuck together. On an exhale, you open your band out into a T, and then inhale to pull it back up. Exhale, open, and inhale to lift. Exhale, open, and close. Continue to do that where your legs and your feet are feet. Make your legs light on the ball and draw in your tummy. Keep your back imprinted into the mat here, but don't let your tail touch your coccyx pressed into the ground. Push your head into the ground and your eyeline is up. Last one. Close the ceiling and then lower your hands to your sides so that the band's over your hips. You're going to try and press your hands into the floor. If the blue band is too tough for this exercise, you can use the yellow one because it's lighter. Keep your feet on the ball, pulling the ball in towards your bottom. Know that your hamstrings are going to get one hang of a workout. If you want to, you can abandon the ball. If you're thinking about it, then maybe you should. Tuck your tail and then exhale. Lift your hips up off the floor. Inhale at the top and exhale to come back down. Pumping already in your hamstrings, then maybe warm up without the ball. Exhale, come up and then curl down. And 3 more like that. You're going to try and press that palm into the ground. Yeah, so you can see it's quite tough. The band is thick. So your hands have to work hard. Lift the hips. Now pull the heels closer to your bottom. Yes. And then come down. And we have 2 more. And down. And then your last one. And all the way down. Okay, good. So if you want to use the ball but like rely on it a little bit more than what's happening here underfoot, you can move the ball slightly away and take your heels to the ground, and then you half and half. Float your arms up towards the ceiling. And so you have no hands to help stabilize you. So now it's an unstable object and no assistance from the arms. Tuck the tail and exhale to lift your hips up off the floor. And then come down for me. Good. But if you're after the challenge, then you just move your ball back in and you carry on the exercise with no hands. Exhale up. It's a different story. I quite like it. And then come down slow. And so we'll do 4 more like this. And down you come. And 3. 2. Good curling. And last one. And then come down all the way. Take your arms overhead and try and flatten the palms into the ground so the arms are strong and straight. Then you'll pull the ball towards your bottom. Your toes are on the ball. Your heels lift up into tippy toes. You'll squeeze your heels together and open your knees out very wide. Cool. And then tuck your tail and lift your hips up off the floor and curl yourself back down again. You okay? And then imprint the spine and lift your hips up and curl down slowly. And so we'll do another 6. And curl, articulate, down, unravel. And then 5. And rolling down. Exhale 4. Inhale at the top. Exhale, come down. 3. And 2. And then your last one. And come all the way down. Lift the band up towards the ceiling. Okay, right leg lifts to tabletop. You're going to open your right leg out to the side, open your left arm out to the side. Keeping your right hand still, you pull your left hand back in. So we open and you close. Good. And you open, try keep the left bum down on the floor. And then do 2 more like this. And last one. And we're going to keep the same movement but with the left leg in tabletop. Open and close. That's it. You can do 4, 3, 2, keeping the hip pulled into the ground, last one. And then you get to lower your right foot to the floor. The left leg opens, left leg, right arm. That's correct. Keep going. It's a bit awkward. It's awkward for both of us. Awkward to articulate it, awkward to perform it. But you're doing really well. Keep drawing in your tummy. Pull the hip into the ground. Last one like this. Both legs tabletop. Left leg still opens out to the side. And don't go fast. Go slow. Good. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Keep the legs in tabletop. Take your arms overhead. On an exhale, you lift your head and your chest and your hands come over your shins. You pull the band down. Then you let it go slowly and you lie down. Exhale, lift head and chest. Band press your shins. Lie down. Exhale, up, down. 4 more. 3. Keep squeezing the legs together. If it's too, you can put your feet on the floor and do the exercise. 2. And then your last one. Keeping the legs in tabletop, arms go back overhead, but you can double up your band so that you can put it underneath your head. Lift head and chest up into your chest lift, leaving the left leg in tabletop, the right leg shoots away. Keep sucking in your belly button, rotate your torso to me. And then swap over to the other side. And swap. Keep drawing in the tummy, keep the crunch. And when you move the legs, make sure they move past one another without battering each other. So it's like saws in the mill. They past each other. You don't want them to touch. And 3, go 2, and 1, and then hug knees into chest. And you keep your band doubled up, but you hug your knees and you rest your head. Okay? So then we're going to take the band doubled up and hold it against the right thigh. So left leg goes strong, right leg goes to tabletop. You're going to hold the band into the thigh. So you might need to hold a bit closer, yeah. Lift head and chest up into a chest lift. And you want to push into the thigh with the band, but pull your knee towards your chest and suck in your tummy and get up really high. And then you swap legs. And you swap legs. And you swap legs. 4. 4 is my magic number. 4. And 3. Go 2. And 1. That seemed easy. Lie down. You made it seem easy. Just open up into a T with those arms and cross your right leg over your left knee. Okay? You're going to cross it all the way over. So we get a big stretch in the hips. Go over to the left hand side and then up and over to the right hand side. And you're just going to move through that, trying to stretch into the back. And either side, let's do 2 more. Keeping the shoulders on the ground. And swap your legs. Inhale over and exhale, come back. And 2 more. Great. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift your head and rock back and forward until you get enough momentum to come to seated. Good. We put the ball behind your heel and your bum, and then you hold down your shin. Your head is tucked in, your chin is in. And so the hard part about this movement is getting your back to be rounded enough that when you roll, you don't doof. Okay, so you've got to tuck the tailbone under and pull your pubic bone in towards your sternum. So rock slightly back onto your bum bones, pointing your toes. The more you curl the bum under, the more rounded the low back is. Tip back onto your shoulders, don't undo it, come back up. Go back again. Yes, repeat. Squeezing the ball underneath your heels gives you different feedback. So 3 more like this. 2, and last one. Then change the ball to between your knee and your chest. So now you're squashing the ball in there and pretend you've got a ball in here. Inhale, go back. Repeat. 3 more. 2. Last one. And come up to seated. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Let's give yourself a little bit of more mat, so you move back. That's cool. You're going to take the band in hand and put the band around your feet. Reaching long. Maybe not so long. Could be too hard. Okay, sit up tall. On an exhale, you pull the band past you and inhale to release. Exhale, we pull and inhale, release. 6, 5, abs engaged. 4, sitting nice and tall. You can always bend the knees if you need to, if you feel like sitting upright is impossible for you. And you're doing it at the detriment of your back, you can soften your knees, and then it allows your pelvis to go more into a neutral position. And last one, great. And then you're going to turn your hands, palms up, and bicep curl. Trying to keep the elbows elevated. Exhale. The higher your arms are for the exercise, the more bicep you're going to get. So if you can lift your elbows even higher when you bend, yeah. And so it's 6. So the one thing that gets really tired more than the biceps is actually the hands. 2. And then last one. You're going to hold now, maybe even put the band like between your fingers, so you crunch it up like this and you have it there. So you'll pull your elbows high and then release. And exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Let's keep your wrist a little lower, but your elbow higher. So I want you like there. And then also open wide so that the hands open more. And you aren't pulling into your shoulders, but you're pulling past wide, like a big open, position. And repeat. Now squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, exhaling as you pull. And flex your toes to your nose. Tighten your thighs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Point your right foot into the band and then hold quite close to the left foot, and then take the left foot out of the band. So the right foot's the only one in the band, and you're going to curl down and roll down, lifting your right leg as you do so. Right leg comes up. Yes. You're going to use the right leg to help you do a roll up. So as you lift head and chest, you push down the right leg. Good. And then you'll lean back again, same leg, curling bone by bone. The right leg can respond. And then you hold it in its stretch. Push the right leg down first Let it help you straighten your arms if you can, and then curl up. One more. Push into the band with your right toe, curling down, and then float the leg up, and you'll curl up again. Good. Left leg. Left foot goes in, and then you roll down. Left leg lifts. Throw the left leg down and lift yourself up. Well done. And we curl. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And up you come. And then you'll lie back down and stay down. You're going to hold the band in your left hand only and take the left leg out to the left hand side, stretching your inner thigh. So we go left. So it's quite awkward to get the leg onto the floor, but we're going to try. Even if you straighten your left arm, you want to try and keep your right hip down flat. Good. Rest it all the way onto the floor if possible. Relaxing into the neck and shoulders, relaxing into the hips. So this should feel like an inner thigh stretch, but I don't want your hips feeling sore. You must be able to rest on the ground, even if it means taking the leg away from you slightly. Breathing there. We don't ever yank the leg back up from this position. When you are ready to come out of this stretch, you're going to have to bend the knee. Bend the left knee, come out. Then you're going to hold the band in your right hand only and take the leg across your body. Push the left hip long and don't let it come off the floor. Breathe. Good. Keep trying to find length out the left side. Deep breaths in. And then come out of it, but you're going to swap legs in the air. So your right foot's going to go into your TheraBand. The left leg comes down on the mat. And you're going to take the right leg out to the right hand side, doing an inner thigh stretch or an adductor stretch. Left hip remains anchored. Pushing the left hip down and long. Soften into the right leg. Breathe. Three breaths. Okay, we'll bend in the right knee to soften it, and then come back up, hold with the left hand, turn the foot in, take the leg across, long in that right waistline. Get long out the hip. Come on out. And then look at what we've done. We've managed. We've done really well. So from here, I want you to roll over onto your tummy now. You're going to place the ball behind your right leg and then squeeze the heel into the ball, holding it there. You're going to tuck your tail and imprint your spine, or tuck your tail to try and push your pubic bone into the mat and work that hamstring and glute even more. Your head is resting on your hands and you're going to try and lift the knee up and down. Keep trying to activate the glute by pushing your tailbone into the floor. Trying to squeeze the ball behind your calf and hamstring. And do 5 more of these, but in reality you could probably do 50 and that would be really good for you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We go over to the other side. The ball moves across and you're just going to spend a bit of time setting yourself up. You press the ball or the heel towards the bottom to squeeze the ball. You tuck your tail and push pubic bone into the floor and then lift and lower. Be careful of creating tension in the neck and shoulders. You want to rest your upper body and just work the glutes. And so you have 10 more like this, tucking your tail a lot and squeezing the ball a lot. Good. 7. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try not go high, it's unnecessary. You just need to get the right muscle to fire at the right time. So it's glute, 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 and then hamstring. And be aware of the knees flaring out to the side. And then your last one, it's okay if you move the ball to the side, but you're going to use your hands to push you into 4-point kneeling position. So press into 4-point kneeling. Then you put your ball back behind your right, trying to squeeze your heel towards your bottom and your weight bearing on the left leg. You suck in your tummy, you can keep it tucked here. Normally I untuck everyone's tails, but you're going to keep it tucked here. If your wrists get too sore, you go onto your elbows. Okay. On an exhale, you lift your leg up towards the ceiling. Keep drawing in the belly button. Keep closing the ribs. You come down with the right knee and you press it back up. We're squeezing the ball, you're tucking the tail and you're pushing. Good. But don't rock forward. You want to come back and tuck a lot. 5 more. Last 2, and then 1. We're going to move the ball, and you squeeze both bum cheeks, and we lift the ball up. Now you don't want to flare over to the one side. You want to try and keep your belly button in the middle of the mat and your hands under your shoulders. Squeezing in the glutes, press up and down. The tuck in the tail is both from your glutes and also from your tummy muscles, trying to pull pubic bone to sternum. Lean a little left in this position. Last 5, 4, 3, good, 2, and then last 1, you come down, the ball goes over to the side for a moment. Just keep your right foot back behind you. This is tough. You anchor the foot on the mat, okay? So we've learned in previous sessions that if this is really, really hard, staying on your hands and your knees in 4-point kneeling and doing a version of the exercise is absolutely fine. So I would like you to get into front support. Step your left foot back behind you and breathe. Lifting the hips a little bit so that you aren't dumping into your low back. Keep your eye line forward, breathe. Hold here. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring one knee in, bring the other knee in, and relax. So that is front support. We are going to go back into front support shortly. If your wrists are getting really sore, then you can roll your mat up so that your fingers descend down the front of the mat. How that looks is rolling the mat like this, and then you put the heels of your hands on top. Okay. Step 1 foot back behind you. Does it make a difference, Debs?
It's fine.
Is it fine? Okay, cool. And then yeah, there. Perfect. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. If this is too hard, we go back to 4-point kneeling and you just press your shins. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring one knee in. Bring the other knee in. Take your bum back onto your heels and reach your arms forward. Deep breath there. Okay, you allowed this little rest because we're going back into front support. Roll your mat up if you need it. Step 1 foot back, step the other foot back. And then here's an opportunity to lift one leg up and down using the glute. So you kick the leg up and down, bah, bah, keep going. If we've established that this is not the right exercise for you and you have to do it on your hands and your knees, it's not a problem. You just go into that 4-point kneeling position and you take one leg back and you kick that leg up and down. Other leg. Kick it high. Kick it hard, but do not change the shape of the spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come down with one knee and the other leg. Sit cross-legged on your mat, facing forward. Take your TheraBand in hand. Okay, you're going to take your palms up and the band laying across the palms. Choice between the blue and the yellow. You want to take your chest back so that you can stack your spine but close your ribs. Bring your elbows into the side of your body, so you're bending the elbows to 90 degrees, and then on an exhale you open your hands out to the side and then back in. Keeping the elbows stuck onto your sides, you open your hands out and bend forward. That's it. And again. Rotator cuff. Strengthening the shoulder muscles and the postural muscles. Keep your elbows slightly forward so that you don't pull them behind you. Five more. Three, 2, and last one. Good. Then the band goes to the side and you pull your knees up towards the ceiling, feet together. Your hands reach back, fingertips quite wide, and then you inhale to roll your knees over to one side. Yes. And then exhale, come back to center. Go further back with your fingertips so you're leaning back, and then inhale, go over to the side. And exhale, pull back. Great. The knees are bent and this is perfectly acceptable as an exercise. But we're going to change it. Lifting the legs to tabletop if you can. On an inhale, you go over, keep the shoulders still, and then carry on. So you can go onto the palms, not a problem. You can rest on your hands, but you're moving your legs like so. So like with anything, there's always layers. We extend the legs now to see if you can do it with straight legs. Open up the shoulders. Can we just do 2 more? Over you go. And relax, bend the knees. Well done. You put the ball underneath your ribs on the left hand side, lying down on your side. Get on your left elbow and then bend both knees. So the feet are going to come in line with the spine. The right hand's going behind your head for me. And then realize the shoulder is in a compromised position and everybody's probably resting on their laurels on this left elbow. I need you to lift up off of the ball, but keep your bum on the ground. Hand behind your head, head back in line with your spine. It's quite a tricky one to get into because the shoulder wants to be so far forward. So you're constantly lifting off here. If I took the ball away, it wouldn't make much of a difference. You're not resting on the ball. You're going to lift your right knee up towards the ceiling, but keep your feet stuck together. And so you'll do the clam with your ribs closed. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You must try and get your head in line with your spine. It's quite tricky to know if you're doing it right, but if you go through everything we've just spoken about, shoulder in its rightful place, rib cage off the ball, your hips are stacked and your head is back. The knee goes up, but the pelvis doesn't roll and the ribs are drawn in. It's a lot. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then last one, we take the right leg long and you will kick the leg forward with the toes flexed towards your chest, bringing the leg forward, point your toes and go back. Flex the foot forward, point your toes back. Flex your foot forward, point your toes back. Keep kicking Lifting off that ball with the left elbow, pressing. Now pick up your pace. Kick and point, and kick, and back, and kick, and back. And 3, 2, 1. Other side. You okay? Are you guys okay? Bending the knees, first we climb. So left hand behind your head, ribs closed, squeeze the heels, lift the rib cage, press into the elbow, right shoulder back, lift your knee up and down. Closing the rib cage, just clenching the glute. Trying to get as much height as you can, but without rolling. And then just continue with that glute activation while you press your elbow into the ground and your ribs are closed and your head is back and the elbow is slightly soft, so it's forward. So then that pulls the shoulder away from your ears. Keep lifting. Yeah, you're doing nicely here. And so let's do 3 more. And 2. 1. Left leg goes straight. Left leg, foot flexes. Kicks forward. Point your toe. Throw it back at me. Go, go, go. And then repeat. So you want to kick that leg off the mat. Bring it forward to the mat, but without moving the torso. Trying to anchor the ribs. You're doing it really nicely. As little movement as possible, with the head still in line with the rest of your spine. And kick. There's a pace to the kick. You got to like throw it around the room a little. Good. 3, 2, 1, and done. Fantastic. You get to lie down on your stomach, and we place the ball, the band across your low back. This is tricky getting into the position. So I want you to place it across your back and then grab the band in your hands with your palms actually down. So that means you've got to twist your thumbs out and pinkies in. Then you bend your elbows to 90 degrees with your elbows against your sides and your hands out. That's a bit tight. So you want to loosen it a little bit. Okay, great. This ball is in our way. I'm going to move him. So I would prefer your hands in line with your elbows. Yeah, down. We're fighting each other, yeah. So the hands go wide like that. Now you hold on to the band and you will lift your head and your chest. I'm like making this quite hard for you, I'm sorry. So if you can't do it with the band, it's not a problem. It's just being in this position is quite good for you. So you're going to straighten your arms out and then bend the elbows back in and lie down. So if you can imagine that I want the elbows on the ground, that's how amazing this is for your posture. You hover your head just off the floor and then you lift the chest a bit, straighten the arms, bring them back in, squash the elbows into the mat, and then lie down. Okay, but don't let your hands creep to shoulders. They still must be like 90 degrees. Lift head and chest, straighten your arms, bend your elbows in, and come down. We go again. Inhale. Remember the elbows remain down as far as you can for the whole duration of the exercise, and then you lie down. Inhale, elbows are low. Exhale, straighten the arms, bend back in and lower yourself down. One more. And press, come back in and rest. You're going to let go of the band and straighten your arms over your head with your band now in your palms quite wide. Legs are relaxed. Inhale, lift head and chest. Lift your hands off the floor and then try and take your band over your head and then back over your head and down. Inhale, lift head and chest. And then open the band down to your hips and then back over. We'll go again. Inhale, lift. Pull. Back over and down. Last one. And all the way over and down. Then you push into 4-point kneeling. Drag your right knee forward and then rest your head. Pulling the right hip back, leaving the right foot under your left hip, so it's going to creep across the mat. You're pinning your knee in the middle of your chest. Yeah. Let's change legs. Pull it across and press your hips left. Breathe. Two breaths, yeah. And then come out of the stretch and lie down on your back. Relax in the arms and the legs. Softness in your jaw for me. Softness in your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out. Take another breath in, and as you breathe out, you can let all your tension go.